So we are here with our partner, our new partner. Very exciting times indeed. I'm here with Alejandro Buenrostro. He is opening a location at Long Beach, right here in Los Angeles.
That is correct.
And yeah, Alejandro, it's a pleasure to welcome you here to our location in Hollywood. You have been, communicating with us back and forth for a number of months now, and finally, you are realizing your project in Long Beach. So, also, you just played one of our games called City Z. How was the experience?
Honestly, the experience was really exhilarating. It was very scary, but so much fun. Like, just be able to bully everyone around you. Like, show what you can do. But honestly, this whole VR experience is very new and exciting. It's pioneering for the future, where we're heading to. And this is the future, what we want. This is where we're all heading. And why not start now and right here and give someone else an experience they never experienced in their life ever before? It's just exciting times, honestly. Something for the future to look forward to. Like, it was a very rigorous process to get where we are now, 6 months later down the road. And we're opening up in the next 2 months, hopefully. That's the plan. But I'm just really excited to start working with you guys and see how the company progresses and future games are coming out and how we're going to do. And hearing everybody scream and yell, run for their lives. It's fun. It's all exciting. Who doesn't like to be scared?
Exactly.
Who doesn't like horror? To be on the edge of the seat. It's very exciting times. I'm very happy to be here and be part of the company as well. To be accepted as part of the ANVIO family.
Yeah, Alejandro, we are very excited to have you too. So I wanted to ask you a bit about, how you first found out about ANVIO, right? So, of course, virtual reality right now is on the rise, but how did you, get into virtual reality? What's your experience? How did you essentially, find out about ANVIO?
So I have little to no experience with virtual reality. The only reason I did is because I took my daughter for her 16th birthday to a virtual reality experience itself called Sandbox, but the equipment was very cheap and low quality, especially the games, and I'm like, I can do this much better and more entertaining and way better in the end. So that was my goal. I just get an idea sparked in my head and like, let's do it. It's just something that comes to you and you just gotta run with it when it comes to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that sense, I wanted to ask you as well. So in terms of, your kind of future expectations for your location, right? So you're opening at Long Beach. Long Beach, it's a part of Los Angeles, right? And with this in mind, what are your projections for the future? Why did you choose specifically Long Beach? Was there maybe a specific reason why you chose that area? What are your kind of business expectations for the future as you open?
Oh, that's an interesting question. So for Long Beach, I actually chose Long Beach because of how popular it is. It's by the beaches, it's tourists. Who doesn't love to go down there? Everyone is down there. So why not? There's other locations everywhere else, but I want something that's just popular, packed all the time. And for expectations wise, I expect the company to grow very rapidly actually. Where we're gonna be at to open new locations in the future, try to go mobile as well, promoting. It's all marketing really, but I plan the first year to at least we make over $250,000. Like just to bring in, those are the goals.
$250,000.
$250,000.
Is that according? So you made your own business model for this? You did.
I created my own business model. I hired a consulting company and we went through all the paperwork and all the data itself. They did all the research for me. And we just came up to just under $250,000, just under. But we're expected to make more.
Fantastic. Sounds very enticing indeed. And so, Alejandro, tell me a bit more also about, you're in the process of opening this location, right, in Long Beach. Has there been, what were some of the hurdles that you encountered on your journey to opening this location? What were your challenges? Maybe you've had some issues, maybe with the venue itself and things like that.
So one of the biggest issues I've had in finding a location is finding a location where so much screaming is allowed and the cops will just leave you alone and the tenants around you will be perfect.
All of our locations are soundproofed, so.
Yes, and that's the thing. They have to be soundproof because there is just so much screaming. It's so loud.
I saw you screaming before, Alejandro. So.
No, you didn't. That wasn't me. That was my twin.
Oh, maybe it was the party before you.
No, but there's nothing wrong with a little screaming here and there. Just a little excitement, get the heart rushing, blood rushing.
Exactly. So apart from that, apart from soundproofing the walls themselves, maybe, finding, so you mentioned finding the ideal location around the area was also a challenge?
Yes, it is because Certain parts of Long Beach, in particular, it's more like bar club scene area, and that's not what I'm trying to aim for because I'm not trying to work with a bunch of alcoholics and drunks. I'm not trying to deal with that. I'm trying to deal with just everyday people. Anyone who wants to just come on in and pass by, see an experience, just come on in. You know, no issues at all. Like just walk on in. We're by the beach and everything, so why not? You get done there, go out, eat, walk on the beach. It's fun.
And Alejandro, I want to ask you rather, well, a deep, kind of meaningful question as well, right? So with VR, well, specifically as applied to entertainment through our games, location-based entertainment, what do you think that our games, our experiences can bring to your community in Long Beach?
That's actually a very interesting question. What it can bring is a new form of excitement, a new form of entertainment. Because everybody's doing the same thing all the time, and this is brand new, something that no one's really doing. I mean, you can buy an Oculus and do it at home, but these games you cannot do at home. Nowhere near at home. It's not the same quality, the same excitement, the same adventures. It's just different in its own way, a very unique experience that you can't experience nowhere else but here at ANVIO.
And so you mentioned before that you were researching the market, you were looking into other kind of VR developers and things like that. What was it about ANVIO that really stood out in terms of, you know, this other list of companies you were looking at?
Well, it's the simplicity of ANVIO. You don't have to use all this extra equipment, extra technical stuff, support. It's just too much, and I'm not trying to have a cluttered space where there's just cables everywhere. I want you to be roam around free, a simple setup, throw on, we clean the devices, next set comes in, and so on and so forth. And that's what I really liked about ANVIO, how simple the setup is.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of, well, now I wanted to ask you a very personal question. I asked this to all of our partners around the world. You might know what this question is. Alejandro Buenrostro, from the games that you've tried, what is your favorite ANVIO game?
Citizen.
And why is that?
Because I'm afraid of heights, and this game makes you conquer your fear of heights of everything you're doing in the actual experience itself. Because you're immersed into it.
I thought City Z was a zombie shooter. We don't want to spoil too much to those that haven't tried City Z, but yeah, there are certain instances in the game that, you know, for those with vertigo or, you know, fear of heights, can be quite interesting at times.
Yes, it can be a very challenging experience, but it's very fun too, because you know it makes you overcome your own fears and just have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, you're walking on a floor. It's just your mind that's immersed somewhere else and seeing something else. But it's very fun though.
And what about when it comes to, for example, player versus player? Because at ANVIO, we've noticed that, you know, player versus player is definitely something that has a high degree of replayability. Because people by nature are very competitive. They want to, you know, beat their friends, their family, once they've lost the first round, the second round. So we've noticed that PvP has a high degree of replayability, right? So at your location, you're adding your one of our 10 by 20 meter game zones, which has our adapted Revolta game with new maps, new game modes, new skins. How do you evaluate player versus player games and things like that? Do you see a potential at your location that it could do well as well?
Actually, that's one of the main reasons why I decided to franchise with the company, because you can do 12 players, 12 VP, and who doesn't have friends that want to play against each other all the time? You know, you can play Call of Duty online. It's not the same, but compared to an actual in-person experience, and you're playing against your own friends and taking them all out to see who's the best. And like I said, competitiveness is what it's all about. And this is more, it's more thrilling when you're doing it like this because you're immersed in the actual experience. You're not looking at a television set with a controller in your hand. You're actually there doing it. You're running for your life. You feel scared. You feel alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, in that sense, Alejandro, I wanted to ask you a bit more about, you know, because a lot of our viewers, like potential franchisees that are opening locations in the future, they are very interested in learning more about, for example, the makeup of you know, opening a location. Like how much, if it's not a secret, of course, like how much are you spending on? You can speak in ratios, like how much you're spending on the rent, on, you know, the equipment and things like that. Like how much would you think, like opening up a franchise location realistically, how much is that going to be? Like you can speak maybe some numbers if you want to go into that.
Well, so realistically speaking, that's why I had a business model brought up for that particular reason, so I can have a better gauge of what I'm going to spend, so I won't underestimate or overestimate my expectations. And it takes about anywhere about 25 to 35,000 to do it all together, mainly because 30% of that money is going for rent for a location itself. Another 20% is going for construction costs, and then equipment as well. But then after the first year, you get all your money back. So it's just a really good investment. It's a little expensive, but it's not overly expensive as any other franchises out there. There's no franchise fees or waivers. It's always different game rooms. The company is really straightforward and helpful. All the technicians, all the technical people in there really help with engineers. Any questions you have, they answer you right away. And that's why I love this company a lot.
Fantastic. Well, we are very glad to hear that, Alejandro. We're very, very excited to open our next location in Long Beach, here in Los Angeles. And with this in mind, Alejandro, I've told you this a number of times now. We're excited. We're excited to have you. We're happy to welcome you to our family, the ANVIO network around the world. We're quite rapidly opening up locations in the US, but of course, Long Beach to us is going to be a big, big location. So the location address is definitely going to be posted once we have more information. If you want to speak to Alejandro as well, he's going to be at the location once that's ready to kind of answer any questions. Very, very great gentleman, very helpful. Thank you so much for everything that you've told us about your experience, because you already have a lot of business experience and things like that. And with this in mind, Alejandro, we as a company are very excited to have you. And good luck with your future endeavors, and hope to see that location opening up soon in Long Beach.
No, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be welcome to the family, because we're all one big family now. So, we're not against each other, we're here to help each other. And Long Beach, I'm very excited for Long Beach to be opening up very soon. It's going to be a very, very popular attraction location.
And hopefully further locations in the future as well.
Oh, exactly. I have multiple plans in the future to expand in many places, but that's for the future, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Alejandro, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. And I will see you soon in the next scene.